Hey, hope everyone is fine. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been a few weeks since my last upload. Just been super busy and just haven't had the time to, record anything or really, go in depth for anything that I wanted to, like the continuation of the Arrow series. But I do have a few videos that I filmed today, so I'll be putting those out over the next few weeks. Um, but this one I wanted to do because it arrived yesterday and I had the time to do it, so I thought, yeah, I'll go for it. It's a very popular release and video at the moment, and you obviously know by the title what it is, but it's the Shout Factory Friday 13th box set. And as soon as this was announced, I was like, I got to jump on it. I pre-ordered it straight away. Um, it's the most expensive set or physical media release I've ever brought. And, like I said, it was just something that I had to get straight away. And when you look at the price that I paid for it, you're still getting good value for money. What is it? Like 12 films, bonus disc, booklet, nice box, ton of new extras, load of old extras, new transfers. So, I was more than happy to pay for it. The only thing is I don't have a region free play at the moment, but the fellow YouTuber Mondo Chelovek, I spoke to him a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, and he told me about this guy in the UK selling modded region free players. So I'm definitely going to pick one up over the next month. And I thought, it's something I've always wanted, a region free player, but I've never had a good excuse to get one. But I thought with this, it's one of my favorite horror franchises. It's got all the films, so I thought, what better excuse to finally get a region-free Blu-ray player. So here it is, and like I said, it is. Everyone seems to be doing a video at the moment, which I don't blame because a lot of people have been waiting years and years for this. But I will change it up a little bit. I'll show in a few other things in my collection when it comes to Friday 13th on Blu-ray and other physical media, items, some comparisons. So hopefully that will, make it a little bit more interesting and stand out from the crowd. But yeah, my history of Friday 13th is, I remember my dad having quite a few of them on DVD, the later ones mainly. And I remember watching, stuff like part 6 and part 2 and 3. And obviously, Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy vs. Jason, like all the time. I'm really enjoying them. And then later on, I picked up I think it's the From Crystal Lake to Manhattan DVD box set with the first 8 Warner Brother films. And like some of the later films were on, 2 films a disc. And I love that box set. I only got rid of it a few years ago, along with the single releases of the New Line films. And like I said, I watched that box set over and over again. But that was the time when I was going into Blu-ray, so I obviously wanted to upgrade. The tin set was out, and that was a dream of getting that. But the price of that just skyrocketed. A couple £100. Even to this day, it still goes for a lot of money. And, what I've heard on forums and stuff like that and other reviewers is that set's not the best. So, kind of glad that I missed that. But yeah, I was just waiting for, a box set, a UK one or a US one. But I wanted it to be, the complete collection, definitive. And, probably last year I started to pick up some of the films separately. So I picked up Freddy vs. Jason, the US release, because that was region free. The UK release of the remake. I picked up the 2 DVDs, the UK DVDs for Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell. And the plan was to get that. Again, they released that, it's like £30 at the time, or £20, if you're importing it from the US. But again, it's region free. Of the first 8 films on that box set, that was the plan. But the UK box set, that kind of went out of print or is just quite difficult to find. So I didn't pick that up at the time. And again, I'm glad that I didn't, because probably like 6 months later, they announced this set. And I was like, yeah, even though I ain't got a region 3 player, I was like, I have to get this. It is the ultimate collection, and from reviews and Blu-ray, .com, the forum, and like I said, on Facebook and other YouTubers, this set is loved, and rightfully so. Everyone's raving about it. I know it's got a few issues, some quality control issues when it comes to the actual items, which I will go into depth a little bit later on. And I know there's some disc issues concerning Part 3, Part 9 and Part 10, but Shout Factory have already announced a replacement program that I've signed up for, because they are shipping those discs internationally, which, is amazing. So, I can't really complain. It's something that happens. I don't have too many Shout Factory Blu-rays to begin with, so I've never really dealt with the company. I don't have I think the only 2 other Shout Factory Blu-rays I have is The Burning, which is region locked, but I picked that up for cheap because I love the cover, and The Return of the Living Dead. And again, I picked that up for cheap a couple of years ago, which was surprising. And it says it's region A, but it turns out that it was region 3. So that was a bonus. So, but I have, I wanted to triple check to make sure that these were region locked, and yeah, it seems like from Part 1 to Part 10, it's region locked. And then Freddy vs. Jason I tried yesterday, and that was region 3, but it's an older disc. I haven't tried the remake, but again, it's an older disc, so I presume that's going to be region 3 as well. And then the bonus disc, again, I haven't tried, but most likely they're going to be region locked. But like I said, the plan is to get a region 3 player, so it doesn't bother me too much. But let's get into the box set then. Here's the outer box. I love the artwork. The guy who did this, I think, he's done a ton of other covers for Shout Factory, but for other labels. I think he did the Intruder for 88 Films on the Slasher line, which again, I love that cover. It's a great film. And he also did stuff like the Green Inferno, I think, for Shout Factory. And a few Code Reds, one of the Cannibal films. I can't remember which one, but I really like his artwork, and especially this. I think this is probably, one of the best artworks I've seen, newly commissioned. It's got all the faces of Jason on it, from Part 1 down there, Part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 7 there. Uber Jason, Freddy vs. Jason remake, Jason Goes Out. So I love the colours as well. The oranges, yellows, blues. It really stands out. There's the top of the box with the hockey mask with like a little star in it, blood dripping down. Again, it's really nice. There's just some legal write-up, regions and companies and stuff like that. But let's get into the set. Friday 13th Part 1. I've only seen Part 1 once, and it was way after, watching a few of the other films all the time. So, I was disappointed, obviously, because like I said, I watched Friday 13th when it was Jason. And obviously going from Jason to not Jason, and already, sorry about that, and already knowing the twist, I was a little bit like, well, it's what it is. But the kills are standout. Savini's effects are great, and I definitely am looking forward to revisiting this. But this is 2 discs. There's the original artwork, but I thought I'd change it out because I quite like the alternate artwork. This got a new 4K scan, I believe, and again, people are raving about it. So like I said, I'm very much looking forward to watching this again. A host of special features at the bottom. Part 2. Again, this was one that I did used to watch quite a few times. Always loved Part 2. Got a big soft spot for it. Love Psyched Jason. And, it's just atmospheric. Good characters. So, this is definitely up there as one of my favourites. This is 4K scan as well, I believe. Yep. And again, people are, raving about it. And also, this has got, I don't know if it's on this or the bonus features, but they found the the uncut footage for the kills in like a a work print edition, and they've included that, and I watched it on YouTube because someone's uploaded it, and the kills look great. I wish that they could have put them back into the film, because it definitely would make part 2 like stand out a lot more. But this is part 3. Again, another one I used to watch all the time. I've changed the artwork, because I quite like the brown lettering on the side. Again, 4K scan and a new 3D transfer, but I don't have a 3D TV, so again, people are saying great things about this. And part 3 is fun, but it's not my favourite, even though it's one that next to 4 and 6 I'm probably most familiar with. This is possibly my favourite one, the final chapter. Iconic cover art. Again, 4K transfer, tons of extras, and like I said, this is probably like the most iconic film. Or like when people think Friday 13th, it's probably this one they think of. There's the alternate artwork. Not a big fan of it, but that's enough for me. And yeah, like I said, it's probably my favourite film, next to 6 at least anyway. I love the portrayal of Jason in that one. Great characters, great kills. Savini's back. Joseph Zito, directing, who did The Prowler. So you can't go wrong. This is part 5. It's one that's grown on me. It's like a guilty pleasure almost. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Quite gory. This doesn't have a new 4K transfer, but it has new audio commentary. And this is one that, sadly, out of the whole set, I checked all the discs because a lot of people saying their discs were scratched, and mine seem to be fine. The outer box is fine, but this one suffered with quality control. As you can see, like the case at the bottom is a little bit warped, or it's just not yeah, as you can see, it's quite difficult because of the reflection, but yeah, it's not great. And then if you can see closely on the cover, there's like where it's been folded, or it's got like some scratches up there, like down there. Again, it's not major, and like I said, part 5 isn't my absolute favourite, but obviously, like the price of the set and stuff like that, it's a bit of a shame, but what can you do? There's the alternate artwork. But yeah, part 5 is fun. This, like I said, joint favourite or second favourite is Jason Lives. I love the way they done this. It's a little bit more comedic. It's a little bit more silly. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Tom McLaughlin, who directed it, also did One Dark Night, so he's got some cult films under his belt, and he really brought a unique style and atmosphere to this, and that cover art is iconic. Next we have New Blood. This is the one that I've watched recently, and it's cut to ribbons, which is a shame, because I think if it had the gore and the effects and what the director originally wanted for the ending and stuff like that, I think this could possibly be one of the best ones. But sadly, like I said, so much was cut out of it and changed, and it's not brilliant, but again, it's a lot of fun. It does something different with the series by having a supernatural like hero almost. And Jason is the best looking in this one by far. The makeup effects on him is great. So again, a lot of fun. Part 8. This is the most disappointing one for me, just because it promises Jason in Manhattan, and we all know that doesn't happen. And when it does, it's the last 20 minutes or something, and it's so disappointing. But I do love the look of Jason in this, actually, masked and unmasked. A lot of people don't when he's unmasked, but I really like the look. It's very like underrated look for him, I think. And you know, it's fun, but kind of feels like a TV movie to me. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the ones previously. They're all low budget, but that one really doesn't feel, you know, it's got the budget to it. Part 9, Jace Goes Out. This is the alternate cover because I like the spine. This has got a new 2K scan, and it's got the uncut and theatrical versions, I think. But this is one that has a disc problem, so you know, make sure you sign up for that replacement program. But you know, great cover. I like Jason in this. It does something different with the franchise. Did it work? I don't know. You have to watch it for yourself and decide. For me personally, it's hit or miss. But you know, the effects are great in it by K&B, so that's a positive. Jason X. Perhaps the you know, the most what's the word, like, you know, this splits fans. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. They think Jason Going to Space is, you know, ridiculous, but the way I see it is, this is a Friday 13th film just in space. You know, this doesn't try and do, this isn't like a Jason Goes to Hell or anything like that. This is just a, you know, like the original 8 but in a new setting. You know, it's a bit cheesy, it has some fun with it. You know, Uber Jason, I think, is a little bit dated, but you know, it's still cool. I think it's alright. Honestly, I think it's fun. And then Freddy vs. Jason. I did check this one out yesterday because, like I said, it is region 3, this disc. It's got a ton of extras. I think it's from the tin set. And I love this film, you know. I think, again, it can be hit or miss. I think over the years, you know, more people come to like it. And like I said, I can't really see a problem with it. I know for, you know, a film like Freddy vs. Jason, where it merges two beloved franchises together, you know, 30 years in the making or whatever, you know, what else do you want? I know it's going to be one where, you know, people have problems with, you know, they love Jason or they love Freddy, you know, and they want, you know, their hero or villain to win, but, you know, for what it is, you know, it's better than stuff like Alien vs. Predator, in my opinion. And, you know, Robert Englund's great as Freddy. I wish they got Kane Hodder back for Jason, like everybody does, but, you know, sadly that didn't happen. But yeah, no, I think Freddy vs. Jason delivers. 100%. Next, I have the remake. I've watched this, I think, twice when it first came out, and then a couple of years ago, and, you know, it's got its problems. That's the original disc, the Killer Cut from the States. Like I said, it's got its problems, but overall, I think it's alright. It's not brilliant, but it kind of merges the first 3 films together, which I like, and I like the portrayal of Jason in that. Very intense, scary at times as well, so yeah, no, I appreciate it. This is the bonus material. Again, a ton of new extras, over 2 discs, new and old features as well. So yeah, can't wait to check those out. And then this is the little, like, you know, paper insert that was stuck on the back. I just keep it in the box set. But if you want to pause and read it, you know, it shows a bunch of new extras and stuff like that, and old extras about the transfers. This is the booklet. Again, as you know, the same cover from the top of the box. Nice artwork. 54 pages, fully illustrated. You know, just right up of all the films. Definitely. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, you know, looks like a good read. Very much look forward to going through this, seeing you know, the new write-ups and stuff like that. So yeah, overall this is the Shout Factory set, and you know, for the price and what you're paying and what you get, you know, I definitely think it's good value for money. I would you know, highly recommend it. definitely pick it up as soon as you can, because I don't know if it's limited. I don't think it is. But again, going by the Halloween set from a few years back from Shout Factory, that was very similar to this, that went out of print, you know, fast, and now that fetches, you know, crazy prices. And if you're a fan of the series, you know, this is a must-have. I'm sure a lot of people have already got it, that's wanted it. I was kind of holding out for a UK set, maybe from Arrow, but I don't know, you know, what it's like for the rights over here. And, you know, like I said, I really do like the single cases. You know, it's very old school box set. And I do like, you know, a lot of the Arrow box sets are nice. Like I said, I showed off my Herschel Gordon Lewis and Phantasm set a couple of weeks ago. You know, I love those sets, but, you know, they're very, like, unique, and they don't have cases or anything like this, but I like the, you know, the format of this a lot more, I think. Just looks nice on your shelf. You know, you feel like you get your money's worth, so, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. But, you know, if Arrow did come out a set, then, you know, I say to myself that I wouldn't get it, but I possibly would. Just have to see like what their packaging and everything else is like. But yeah, like I said, I thought I'd show off a few more, you know, Friday 13th items in my like physical media collection, just to make it a little bit different. This is the Crystal Lake Memories, complete history of Friday 13th. I got this years ago when you could you know, find it for a good price, and this is like honestly the ultimate documentary on the series. It covers every film in depth, multiple interviews from people working on each film, you know, amazing stories behind the scenes, just everything. The reception of the films, you know, it's fantastic. And it's a shame that it wasn't included on the set, but again, it's just due to rights and everything like that, sadly. But, you know, I already had it, and I'm sure a lot of fans already have it too, so it's nice to go with a box set, and it is region free as well. They did release a 2-disc version later on, and one paired with the Never Sleep Again documentary that you can normally find for a good price. And then I have my Friday 13th game. I know it's not a Blu-ray obviously, but, you know, I really enjoy it, and it's part of the franchise to me, so I like to put that beside it as well. And then, not Friday 13th, but, you know, it goes hand in hand with Friday 13th, is the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. And, you know, it's kind of embarrassing that, you know, we have this beautiful set, all these films, cases, love, effort, care put in it, new features, everything like that. And then for Nightmare on Elm Street, we have that. You know, mine doesn't even have the slipcase. And I know there was a bigger version that was released with the same cover, but, you know, look at that when you put that up against that. You know, really does make me want a new Nightmare on Elm Street set. And I know HMV just put one out, like a box set. It's the exact same discs to my knowledge, but it just comes with like some art cards, and it's in a bigger box, which is nice, but I think the asking price for that is like £40, £35. And really, like, if you've already got this, it's not worth it, in my opinion. But, you know, it is nice, and I guess it would do until we get a actual Nightmare on Elm Street set. But there's the Never Sleep Again documentary, the 2-disc version. And the other disc is, I just double checked it to make sure that it was region locked, and yes it is. But yeah, no, this is a great documentary. This I watched before Crystal Lake Memories, and, you know, in my opinion, I do prefer this over Crystal Lake Memories. I love both of them. They're both amazing documentaries. You know, they go on for hours and hours, but that, you know, I really do enjoy. And last but not least is the remake, which I got this for a couple quid on Music Magpie, I think. 2-disc complete. It was only to, you know, stop my OCD. I wanted to complete the collection, but it's not great. I've only watched it once when it first came out, and, you know, honestly, I have no real interest going back to it. But yeah, so that's the Friday 13th Shout Factory collection. and then, you know, just a few other Blu-ray releases of, you know, Friday 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, that I like to pair with when they're on the shelf. So hope you all enjoyed this, and, you know, like I said, I'll be back with a few more videos. I've got some filmed, so no, glad to be back, and hope everyone is well, and thank you again.